Hey guys, welcome back to Bookverse, and I'm Batman. I'm filling in for that really awesome cool guy named Victor. And today, I'm going to do some self-promoting with Batman Earth 1. So let's get started. Alright guys, welcome back. Like I said, today we're doing our Batman Earth 1 review, and I'm in disguise, you know. Can't let those evil people know who I truly am. But I just want to talk a little bit about Batman Earth 1 and how awesome it is. It is written by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. And first off, let's just look at the cover. It looks really cool. You got Bruce and Alfred in the rain, flowers. It looks like it's like in a grave, you know, and we all know why there's a grave. And then you got Batman right here. You got me right here in the back. You know, so it's really cool. These Earth 1's editions are really well, nicely done. Hardcover and great art. And so I just want to say that this one starts off really cool. It starts off with Batman chasing down just a thug, you know, but this ain't the cool kick-ass Batman that we know. You know, he's a little more inexperienced, and it's really fun and to see, you know, him not exactly like the most ultimate, you know, human perfection character ever. He has his flaws at the beginning. And then Jeff Johns takes us over to the big origin of his parents. And we actually see them interact a little more differently than usual. They interact with Alfred, who ain't your typical butler this time around. He's a kick-ass army guy, and so we get the introduction to Alfred, his parents, and then they go to the movies, which, I mean, everyone probably knows the origin of Batman, so it's not really a spoiler. But the twist here is that he actually made Bruce a pretty big brat in the beginning. Like he's a brat child, rich, spoiled kid, and so I think that added a bigger sense to his whole origin, because it's kind of his fault this time around on what happens to his parents, and so I think that added so much more to the reason he becomes who he is. And so I think it was really well done. And then we move back to the present. And so you got this inexperienced Bruce, a kick-ass, hard-ass Alfred, and then we also got to see a young Jim Gordon just being a regular cop in the corrupt Gotham City Police, and then our villain for the story is pretty much you know, it's the Penguin, but it's really well done. And there's a lot of twists and turns in this one, and so you get to see, you know, Bruce and Alfred clash heads, because Bruce is, you know, he's young and he should be living life, and Alfred thinks he shouldn't be doing this, and so they clash heads. And there's this one scene between Bruce and Batman that I couldn't believe it when they have, or Bruce and Alfred, that I couldn't believe, and it's really amazing, and it really shows the kind of like relationship that they're gonna have for this series, and it's really fun. It's pretty surprising. Poor Alfred. That's all I'm gonna say. Once you get to the point, you'll know what I mean. Like, holy smokes, Batman! How could you do that to Alfred? And so it's really cool. And you also get to see how Jim Gordon becomes pretty kick-ass, how he starts taking the steps to becoming who he should be, Commissioner Gordon. And so that's really cool. And the ending is really surprising. With these Earth 1 stories, they're able to not worry so much about continuity, because I'm assuming it's going to be shorter volumes, you know, and so they do some pretty status quo changing things that you wouldn't get away with in the monthly continuity comics. So it gives you a whole nother perspective on how these stories could go if they didn't have to last forever. And so there's a few hints towards the end about future stories, so that's really cool. It's really exciting. There will be more volumes of Batman Earth 1. I believe the second one is actually coming out in, I want to say next April. I'm not 100% sure. But the cover is announced, it's out there, so it's really cool. It looks pretty awesome. And the art is done by Gary Frank, who, you know, when him and Jeff Johns team up, it's really good and it's really awesome. I think they know how to work together so well. But the only problem I have with this one is that Gary Frank's art usually is towards a more jolly, well, at least from what I've seen, he draws more jolly kind of characters, and I think for me the expressions and stuff just don't come out as gleamy and you know, dark as it should be in a Batman one. Kind of like, don't want to get a page where there are too many spoilers, but kind of like that. And so to me, it's too nice for Batman. I think he lives in the dark, in the corners, in the shadows, and I think it was just a little too optimistic for a Batman comic. But I mean, he still does a really good job. He has, you know, nice and clean and really well done art, and the colors are also really well done in this book. So it's one that I really recommend for people to pick up. It's a great non-continuity Batman origin, and it's just really fun. So you guys should all check it out. And out of a rating of 5, I'll give it a 4.5 probably. Like I said, art was a little too jolly for my taste on this book, but it's still really, really good, and I'm excited for volume 2. Alright, so keep in tune for more of my solo comic reviews, and who knows, you might even see Superman stop by one day. Alright, so keep watching, subscribe, hit the likes. See ya. Batman out.